Find a comfortable seat. And as you are arriving in your comfortable seat, I'll take a moment to talk at you. Try not to talk for too long on Tuesdays because I know that we're only an hour practice now, or I try to do an hour practice and I always go over. But for today, I really wanted to focus on the concept of balance. And not just in our physical practice, there are literally balance poses in yoga. You guys know that. And, you can kind of find some balance in your practice, which we'll do today. We'll kind of work from something a little more heated and kind of work our way downward into some slightly more restorative practice today. But also balance in our everyday life. And this is something that I am constantly struggling with because I have anxiety and because I also have depression. So two opposite ends of the spectrum. If I move too little, my depression creeps in. If I move too much, my anxiety creeps in. So there's kind of this extra added idea of balance for me with my mental health, and really figuring out when it is that I actually need rest versus when my depression is kind of telling me that I can't move anymore. So really finding balance in your mental health and in your life outside of this practice are really important. And I actually read something the other day and I shared it on my Instagram stories, but it kind of stopped me in my tracks for a second, and not a lot of things on the internet do that for me anymore. My mental health really changed when I stopped asking myself, why am I so lazy? And started asking, why does my body need so much rest right now? And I think I read that 4 times and was like, oh, so when we are kind of making this decision between, do I need more rest or do I need to get up and do some stuff? Or, can I take on more obligations? Can I say yes to more things? Recognizing how overwhelmed you are, how overstimulated you are, recognizing if you're taking things on just kind of to keep yourself busy. I'm famous for that. I love doing that. But also allowing ourselves this time for rest. So we practice that here on our mat so that we can get better at it out there in the real world. So in your practice, what that might look like is if you usually take every single downward facing dog, every single knees, chest, and shin, maybe today you try to rest. Maybe today you opt out of one knees, chest, and shin and do a child's pose instead. On the opposite end, if you are never pushing yourself in your practice, then today maybe you do every single downward dog and you try every knees, chest, and shin. Really figuring out physically, emotionally, mentally, where our balance is right now. Are we too much on one end of the spectrum or the other? What I also am really into right now, because I've been on this track of practicing for a while, recognizing when I have done enough of my emotional and spiritual homework, if that makes sense. So we can't always be, reading self-help books and trying to improve ourselves at every single moment. We also have to balance that out by remembering that we have to actually live and do things that are fun and exciting for ourselves. So finding that balance in your everyday life, recognizing that the moment that you take your eyes off of balance, whether it's in your life or in one of these postures, the moment that you kind of lose concentration in tree pose, you start to fall over. So recognizing that it is an ongoing process to find that balance as well. So let's close our eyes. We'll get settled. And speaking of balance, we're going to reverse the way that we usually cross our legs. And it's okay if you need to think about that for a second. And just allow yourself to sit up nice and tall. And bringing to mind the idea of balance, holding it as our intention for our practice today. And then even in this easy seated pose, how do you find balance here? So there's spots in our body where we need to soften, and there's spots in our body where we need to engage and lengthen. So notice, can you relax your hips, but engage through your core and maybe tuck your tailbone? Can you relax your shoulders, but kind of lift through the heart center and lengthen through the spine? Maybe unclench your teeth. And start to bring your awareness inward towards your breath. And you might do some 3-part breath, filling up your belly, your chest, your collarbones. But really simple practice that you can also try on is breath matching. So if you're taking 5-second inhales, we also try to take 5-second exhales. And you might even try to pause for 5 seconds in between. And as you connect to your breath, witness yourself slowing down. And as we slow down, we also find a little more clarity on what we need to balance out today. And then let's lightly join the hands at the center of the heart, connecting the right and left sides of the body. We open the practice with the sound of Om. Inhaling deeply. Let's come right over to our hands and knees as you softly let your eyes blink or float open. Give yourself a few minutes to transfer over. And maybe you need some support under your knees. Please feel free to take it. And we'll spend just a few breaths in cat and cow. So nice slow movements. Inhales, we open, lift the tailbone. Exhales, we roll the spine. And right away, if there's something else that your body needs besides the traditional cat and cow, please feel free. Little circles, big circles, C curves. It's all good. If you're making any circular movements, try to even it out with the other side. Make sure you pause and reverse. And let's come on back to a neutral spine. So a little bit of a tuck to your tailbone. Let's kick the right toes back, touch them down, and just rock some weight back into your heel. So whether you feel like you want to just press back and hold or rock forward and back a few times is totally up to you. We're just looking to open up through those right hamstrings. And then come to center, stacking, and lift the right heel. So right away, finding some balance in our practice. If you're steady, left fingertips reach forward. We lengthen out through the crown of the head. Good. If you're really steady here, you want to try on a back bend. We bend the right knee, reach that front hand back, and grab the toes. Eventually, you're going to press your foot into your hand, but be mindful because we're not super warm yet. You don't want to overdo it. And then come out just as gently as you came in, reestablishing, releasing the left hand down. We'll take the toes over to the left side, and the gaze comes over the shoulder. Big breath into this right side body. Good, come on back to the center. And let's kick those left toes back. So same thing, whether you feel like pressing and holding or rocking. And then let's find that balance, alignment, and lift. This time, right fingertips go forward, and you can choose to stay here or go to reach. So right hand reaches back for the left toes, and we press the foot into the hand. So we're putting almost no weight into the left palm. We're hugging in through the belly, lengthening through the chest. Good, slowly release with control. Right hand down, left toes across. Good, bring the knee back to center. And we'll sit back to our child's pose. So this time, whether you want toes tucked or untucked is totally up to you, depending on what kind of stretch you need for your feet, for your ankles. Let's slide the fingertips forward and relax. Take a few really nice deep breaths in this child's pose. First one. Good, really sink your butt back towards your heels. And let's gently rise up to our first downward facing dog. Good, any movement that you need here, you can find perfect stillness, you can pedal. And then let's walk the feet up to our hands and find our forward fold. Releasing the upper body, letting it hang. Shake your head out, yes. Shake it out, no. Nice little side to side sway with the upper body. Now let's roll up, one vertebrae stacking at a time to find our mountain pose. When you arrive, roll the shoulders out, nice big circles, up, back, and down. Pause and reverse. Nice, establish that strong ground, Tadasana. Grounded through the feet, but lifted through the crown of the head. A little tuck to your tailbone. Hug your belly into your spine. Lengthen through the heart center. Take a deep breath. Exhale, bring your hands to heart. We'll move a little faster today in our sun salutations. Let's inhale, reach forward and arch back. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Look forward, lengthen. Left foot steps back. Right foot to plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Cobra pose. Downward facing dog. Good, left foot forward, right knee down. Feet together, Uttanasana. All the way up. Heart center. Again, reach. And fold, let it go. Inhale, look. Right foot back. Plakasana. Knees, chest, and chin. Into cobra. Back to dog. Right foot forward. Left foot forward. All the way up. Pranam. 2 more, reach. And fold. Inhale, look. Left foot steps. Right foot steps. Ashtanga Namaskar. Bhujangasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps. Forward fold. All the way up. Pranam. Last one with breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, look. Right foot back. Left foot back. Exhale down. Inhale through. Exhale back. Right foot forward. Left foot forward. All the way up. Return to the heart. Find your mountain. Take 2 really big breaths. Good, let's take the hands behind the back to interlace the fingers and ignore the barking dogs. Press the knuckles down and away from your lower back. Lift the heart. Good, hold here, take a really deep breath in. And as you exhale, go to fold forward. Good, so first few breaths, really try to work the heels of your palms together. Relax your neck. Feel free to soften your knees even more and rock some weight forward into the balls of your feet. Good, now from here, we're gonna try to transfer our weight to the right foot and see if the left toes can get a little lighter. So maybe you stay up on the tippy toes. Maybe you bring your left heel up towards your butt. Now we're gonna try to step it right back to our lunge. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, step it back. Bring the hands down if you need to. Find that low lunge, lifted back knee. Take a breath in. Exhale, plant your left hand, reach your right fingertips up. Twist. If your neck hurts, look down. Good, doing things a little different today. So we're gonna rise up to our high lunge now. Reach fingertips all the way up. Press through that back heel, bend into the front knee. Beautiful. Warrior 3. So try to transfer your weight forward. Hands can come to your hips. And maybe we take some lift off with those left toes. So notice my front knee is not locked, it's softly bent. My hands might eventually go behind to interlace again. Good, now both hands down to frame the foot, standing split. So kick those left toes up, doesn't matter how high they go. Eventually, you come up to your left, almost said tippy toes, tips of your fingers. Your right hand grabs onto the back of your leg, and we gently move our head towards our knee. Good, plant both hands down, landing back in a low lunge. So bring those toes down. Hold for a breath. Bring the back knee down and the top of the foot to the earth. Find Kapyasana. So interlace and press off your thigh first. You can always go further with your arms. Good, notice the beating of your heart. Do you need to back out a little bit? Can you breathe? And can you find the balance even here? So grounded, rooted through our feet. Soft in the hips and the thighs. Engaged in the core. Relaxed in the shoulders. Good, press into your front foot. Scooch it in a little bit. Right fingertips go forward, left hand goes back. Inhale for length. Exhale, reach forward. Right hand comes down. So again, if your neck hurts, remember you can look down. Good, inhale, rise all the way back up. Face forward, hands to heart. Inhale for length. Exhale, twist to the right. Bring the elbow to the outside of your knee and press. If you've got lifted leg and you want to go for it, you can. I probably won't stay there. Nope. Good, let's take 2 more breaths. Hands frame the foot. Downward facing dog. Good, so now you have choices. You can stay in down dog. You can stay in child's pose. You can rock forward with me to plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Cobra pose. And then back to dog. Good, so 3 more breaths here. So again, if you need to rest, rest. Now that you know we've got all that stuff to do on the other side, hopefully I remember the order that we did it in. Good, so if you're in child's, let's rise back up to downward dog and walk our way up to the top of the back. Little half lift, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Good, take the hands behind the back. See if you can reverse the way that you interlaced before. And again, you might have to think about it for a second. If it feels weird, that's the right way to do it. Let the knuckles fall overhead. Maybe you separate the heels of your hands. Maybe you keep them together now. Good, so now, trying to transfer the weight to our left foot, the right toes get a little lighter. So eventually, The heel lifts and comes towards our butt. Inhale deeply. Exhale, step it back to that low lunge. Hands come down to frame the foot. Hold here, 2 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale to twist. So right hand down, left fingertips rise. Let's make our way all the way up to a high lunge. So sweeping the fingertips up, hug the belly in, little tuck to your tailbone. Let's try it on. Transfer the weight forward for your warrior 3. So again, hands can be at your hips. Ooh. Spread through your back toes. Little bit of softness through that front knee. Your hands might interlace behind your back. They might come to heart center. Release the hands to the earth. Bend your knee as much as you need to make that happen. Sweep those right toes up. Standing split. If you want to try it, your right fingertips, you come up onto the fingertips. Move the hand to the right side. Left hand goes behind your heel. And we softly move the head towards the knee. Then we're going to gently drop back. Right toes down. Deep breath in your lunge. Right knee down. Tap a foot to the earth for Kapiasana on this side. Find the arm position that you need. Notice one side versus the other. What's the difference? Slow your breath. Good, let's step that left foot in now, pressing the mat away. And find kneeling warrior 2. Inhale for length. Exhale, reach forward. Left hand comes down. And again, if your neck hurts, release it. Inhale all the way back up. Face forward, hands to heart. Inhale for length. Exhale to twist. Over to the left side now. If you want to do lifted leg, you can. Couple of deep breaths here, slow down. Inhales are more shallow. Good, hands to frame the foot. Back to downward dog. So same choice here, you can stay or rock forward, find plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Cobra. And back to dog. Good, let's bring the knees down. And we'll walk our hands in just a little closer to find our tabletop. So hold here for a breath. Slow your inhales and your exhales down. So from here, we'll find Vashisthasana. Plenty of variations here. So you can scoot your left hand to the center of the mat and simply kick your right foot out, right fingertips up. You might lift the right toes. You might find feet together. Find that nice long side plank. So either way, you're balancing on your left hand, you're moving your left hip away from the ground. And then slowly coming back to center. Knees come down, tabletop, take a breath. Same thing for the right side. So right hand moves to center. You might simply lift your left fingertips and kick your left heel out. You might find the lift of the left foot, which is challenging in a different way. You might find that extension through the feet. So if you're in the extension, you're balancing on the outside edge of your right foot now. Good, last breath. Left hand down, hands to shoulder distance, bring the knees down. Sink back to your child's pose. Take a really deep breath into your back body, expand. Side out. Good, let's walk the fingertips to the right side. Reach them as far as they can go while keeping your left hip pressing back toward your butt, towards your heel rather. Just want to say butt. Relax your head and your neck. And then all the way over to the left side. And then bring it back to center. Rise back up to your downward facing dog. Take maybe 2 breaths to get there. Really unfold, lengthen, and lift. And then let's walk our feet up towards the top of the mat. Find one last forward fold. And let's inhale, rise all the way up. Hands down to heart. Close your eyes. Good, grounded, rooted through your feet, but lifted through the crown of your head. Feel the shift in your body since the first Tadasana that we did. And softly let your eyes float open. So we'll find one more nice balancing posture before we make our way down to the earth. We'll find Garudasana, eagle pose. So plenty of options for eagle pose. And it's not one that I practice often, so forgive me if I'm making mistakes here. So give yourself some room. Find the middle of your mat if you can. Spreading nice and wide through your feet, we're going to reach our fingertips forward and wrap our right arm under the left. So bending deep at your elbows, you bring the palms together to meet, and we can lift here through the elbows and really find some nice arch in our spine, some opening through the shoulders. This might be your whole eagle pose today. You might try to add in the balance portion with the legs. So we take some softness in our left knee. We kick the right toes all the way out to the side, come up to tippy toes, so that you've got some momentum to swing the toes all the way around. So you're crossing the legs and trying to wrap your right toes behind your left calf. So you need to bend into your knees to make that happen. It's okay if they don't tuck. If your legs aren't too tired, which they could be at this point, we go to unwrap the legs and shoot the right foot back for flying eagle. And then slowly come back down to center. Gently unwrap your arms. Roll out the shoulders. So opposite side, fingertips forward. This time left arm under right. So nice big twist at the arms. Palms come to touch. Elbows lift. So again, you might stay right here. You might kick your left toes out to the side and use some momentum to cross them over. Ooh, one side might work better than the other. Maybe you could tuck the toes on one side, but not the other. If you tried it on the other side, gently unwrap the toes, shoot the foot back, flying eagle. Slowly come back to center. Unwrap your arms and roll. Two options to come down to the earth, depending on what you need. So if you want a little bit more work in your core and your legs, we're going to do toe stand. If you don't want that, but you do want to open up your hips a little bit, we're going for squat. So squat, your feet are about max distance. Hands come to heart center. We press into the upper arms. If you're going for toe stand, we do our forward fold first. Press into the hands, rock the weight forward to come up onto the balls of the feet, and bend your knees. So your heels and your butt might meet. And then eventually, hands come to heart. So either of these poses, we find some stillness. And we think mountain pose. So we're dropping our tailbone down towards the earth. We're lifting through the crown of our head. And then slowly come on down to your butt. Extend the legs. Shake them out. Phew. Nice loose fists. So the remainder of our practice, as promised, is going to be a little more gentle, a little more restorative. So we're going to start that off with our inversion practice. So if you still have a little bit of nervous energy to work off, feel free to go for headstand, shoulder stand. If you are ready to go into that restorative practice, legs up the wall is the best option. It'll take about 2 minutes. So if you are in a more heated practice and you're looking to take two inversions tonight, you can give yourself about 3 or 4 more breaths in that first inversion, and then make some time to switch. And we're all going to take about 5 more breaths. Very slowly, just begin to lower your toes. Take some time to transition out and onto your back. Let's extend our left leg out towards the end of our mat and pull the right knee in. So make a basket with your fingers and just gently move the knee towards your armpit. Your right toes can be relaxed. Keep your left toes flexed and kind of pressing away from your body. Collarbones are wide, so we're not hunching the shoulders up. The head is really resting. Gently switch, extend the right leg. And bring the left knee in. Make your basket, hug it in. Flex your right foot, kick the heel away from your body. Good, extend the left leg, let it go. Okay, let's find happy baby. So we'll bring the knees in towards the armpits. Flex the feet up towards the ceiling. Hands can go to outer edges of your feet or maybe to your pant legs or maybe behind your knees. We keep moving the knees towards the earth and maybe take a gentle side to side, but maybe we also just find some stillness. It's totally up to you. Now let's guide the knees back together and rock our way up to a nice comfortable seat. And lifting up tall, we'll bring the soles of our feet together and just gently butterfly your legs out. Wrap your hands around the feet and lift up nice and tall. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Get some space in your spine. And then keeping all that length folding forward. So we're going to hang here for a couple of breaths. So if you'd like, you can instead walk your fingertips forward. Sometimes that feels really nice. And drop your elbows. Close your eyes. Relax your neck. Hmm. Let's slowly walk ourselves back up and lift through the crown of the head. Take a breath. And then we'll find a wide-legged forward fold. So kick the feet out to the sides. If you need to scoot yourself back a little bit so that you're on your mat with your heels, go for it. If you need a little more height underneath your butt, you can grab your blanket and kind of give yourself a little more of a seat. Take your hands to the center of the mat. Make sure your knees keep pointing upward towards the sky. Feet are flexed. Knees might be a little more bent, and that's totally fine. If you can, you start to walk yourself forward. Let's keep some length in your spine. Good, keep flexing the feet, keep moving the knees towards the outside. Just kind of rolling them outward. Let's walk the hands to the right side. So moving your forehead towards that right knee. And then over to the left side. And then back to center. Good. Walk the hands back in. And gently guide your legs back together. So cross the legs if possible. And lift up nice and tall. We'll stretch into our neck a little bit before we come down. So drop the shoulders and even give yourself like a really exaggerated up, back, and down roll. Drop your elbows. Release your chin to your chest. And we might do like a little side to side, kind of just feeling, testing the waters, noticing where our neck is tight. And then let's roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. So you might not have to go very far to get some sensation. You can close your eyes. Keep the hands really relaxed. If you want a little extra weight here, your right hand can do one of two things. So you can gently press your left shoulder down and away. Or you could take that right hand to very lightly rest on the left ear. Good. Release the right hand, take your chin back to your chest. And then go to the opposite side, left ear to left shoulder. And then same thing, you can stay right where you are. You can use your left hand to press your right shoulder down and away from your neck. You can place very light pressure on your right side of your head. There's no force, there's no yanking. And slowly release the hand, chin to the chest. And rise all the way up through the crown of your head. Nice. So we'll settle into Shavasana after our final twist, which will take reclining. So if you know that you need a sweatshirt or socks or some props nearby, let's grab them now for our Shavasana so we don't have to move very far once we're down on the ground. So let's come to lay down. And just touch the soles of the feet down. So I've been liking here to give myself like a little pressure into my elbows to kind of work my shoulders under a little bit and widen across my chest. And we're just going to press into the feet, swing the hips to the left, knees down to the right. Anything that you would like with your arms. So you can go with goalpost arms. You can go with one goalpost arm, one hand on that top thigh. You can take the arms to curl in. Let's take one more breath. And slowly move the knees back to center. Press into your feet to swing the hips to the right now. Bring the knees to the left. And same thing, whatever you'd like with your arms. And final 2 breaths on this side. And slowly swinging back to center. Move the hips back to the center of your mat and find your Shavasana. So as we come to lay down, we try to get rid of any distraction. So maybe phones get put upside down. Maybe lights go out. We might have support under our head. We might grab a pillow from the couch to put under our knees and get really settled. So as you float your eyes closed, relax your hands wherever they want to rest. And begin by taking the deepest breath that you can muster, puffing up your chest. Nice inhale. Long exhale. Into your belly, big inhale. Let your breath fall into its natural rhythm. Hmm. And after all of that work, all of the heat that we built up in our body, all of that stirring up, we find the time to rest as well. And we give it just as much intention and attention as we gave our physical practice. Recognizing that both are important. We might also have more clarity than we started with. Can you now notice what it is that you need to bring yourself balance? We hold that thought in mind as we drift for the next few moments. Very, very slowly. Just start to bring yourself back into your body. Notice the environment around you. Notice your breath. Maybe find some gentle wiggling of your fingers and toes, little rolling out of your joints, wrists and ankles. Oh, stretch and move any way that feels good. And then make your way over to your side. Cradle your head there for a moment and find some genuine gratitude. First, for your body, for everything that it had to offer, your practice, but also for even trying to find some balance in your life, to even try to work towards that center point. It's hard. It's definitely not an easy path. So let's make our way back up to our comfortable seat where we started from, and we'll draw once more the hands together at the center of the heart. Gentle pressure on that heart center. Really feel the beating of the heart. Feel the breath as it moves through the lungs, through the chest. And from this space of more clarity and balance, hopefully, we close with the sound of Om and 3 Shantis for peace. Inhale deeply. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bowing to seal your practice. As always, I thank you for your efforts, your intentions, for simply showing up. Namaste.